Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. So I'm not just doing one painting, I'm doing three. And it's to represent the seasons. So I did a painting recently and a lot of feedback that I received was it was very spring inspired, or it reminded people of spring. And then somebody said to me, why don't you create three more paintings? So a series of paintings that represent the seasons. So I thought about it and I didn't need to think about it for long because I really enjoy painting and creating and doing series, but everything's going to be in just this one video. So I'm just using paint and water. I'm using smaller canvases. I'm going to use a straight pour technique, but also use my blow dryer. Plus I'm adding some silicone, but I'm only going to add 3 drops of silicone to one colour in each of those colour palettes. I'm going to take you down shortly so you can see some of the colours. And when I talk about colour, it's about what I resonate with that season. So for me, blues and silver really kind of remind me of winter. Whereas if I'm thinking about autumn and how nature changes and leaves evolve on a tree, they can go from like a green, an orange, a brown and a hint of red. So that's kind of my colour palette for the autumn. So I'll take you through each of the colour palettes. And remember, if you're going to try this as well, let me know how you get on. I'd love to see your work and I'd love to see what colours you associate with the seasons as well. There's no set rules, so whatever resonates with you, you paint with those colours. I'll show you what resonates with me. I'll take you down to see the canvases. I'll take you down to also see all the colours, but I will list all those colours in my description box. So if you expand the description box for each video, it lists lots more information like the brands of paint I'm using, the colours, and also my ratios. I share all of that information. I'm really excited for this. It's wet and windy outside. I'm here in the UK. We've definitely lost our summer. We might even skip our autumn and go straight to our winter. Who knows? The weather is erratic. So I'm excited that you're here with me. I can't wait for you to see how this turns out. So, as always, let's see what we can create. Okay, so I've spent a while just mixing up all my colours and choosing my colours as well. But this was the painting that was very spring inspired. You may not agree, but these colours I associate with spring too. So I'm taking this idea and expanding it to all of the seasons. So spring's done and I've got summer, autumn and winter. I've got 4 colours in each of the palettes. I might add a little bit of gold to the autumn or the gold to the winter, but we'll see how we go. I've prepared the backs of my canvas, so as you can see here, just pick this up. It's a very clean back once it's finished. So that's what I want to kind of match, but again, it's just personal preference. You don't have to have a clean back to your canvases, but I do just tape off the back. And here are my colour palettes. So this is the summer one, so I'm adding some white and then I'm going for yellows. So again, that's a primary yellow. I've got a gold and then another yellow. But I will list all of the brands and all of the paint colours in the description box. So for my autumn, I've got a brown, a green, an orange. And although this looks red, it's actually a red blue. It's an iridescent red blue by Pebeo. So that's my autumn palette. And then for my winter one, it reminds me of blues and silver. So I'm going for a Prussian blue, a silver, and 2 more other blues by Amsterdam. So manganese, phthalo and sky blue light. So they're my colours. I'm going to be using the Pebeo silicone oil. So that's the silicone oil I'm going to use. 3 drops in each colour. But sorry, 3 drops in one colour in each of the palettes. So I'm going to probably put the silicone oil in the light blue. I'm going to put it in the green. And then probably this one. But we'll see how I go. I will let you know throughout the video. This is just paint and water. So 1 part paint to 1 part water. Very fluid. You'll see it just trickles off the spatula. Doesn't leave any trace at all. And that's the same with all of these colours. So all of these are 1 part paint to 1 part water. There's no pouring medium. The only thing I'm going to add later is the silicone oil into 1 colour, just 1 of these colours in each palette. So not all colours. This is about the preparation as well. So as you can see, I've been busy mixing my paints, preparing my canvases. I'm ready to get going. So what I'm going to do now is take my silicone oil. This is Pebeo oil. And I'm adding 3 drops of silicone oil into 1 colour within that colour palette. So I'm adding it in the blue for the winter, the green for the autumn, and then I'm going to add it into the yellow, the orangey yellow that you can see here for the summer. So 3 drops of silicone oil in just those 3 colours across all of those pieces. I'm now going to layer my cup 1 colour at a time for each of the seasons. So I'm going to repeat that process for each of the colour palettes for each of the other 2 seasons. So I've now done that. So I'm ready with my cup for my winter, the cup for my autumn, and the cup for my summer. And all I'm going to do now is take my cup, pick the cup up, and then I'm going to pour the paint from the cup onto the canvas. And I'm going to repeat that for the autumn and the winter. You can already see here that the silicone oil is reacting with the colours within the cup. But again, I'm literally just pouring the paint from the cup onto the canvas. And you can see here those silver cells already starting to form. But what I'm going to do now is, once I've shown you each of the puddles of paint, I'm going to take my blow dryer. It's going to be on a cool setting and the lowest blow speed, and I'm just going to blow the paint from the middle of the canvas to the outer edge, really looking at the composition, looking at the colours that I want to push off down the sides. And again, I'm going to repeat that for each of the seasons. So once I've completed this one for the summer, I'll then move on to the middle one for the autumn and the end one for the winter. I'm now happy with the coverage for all 3 of the canvases, and I'm now going to take my torch, it's butane torch, and pop the air bubbles, but also help that silicone oil react with the paint. And the cells will form because of the interaction with the heat and the paint combination. Remember, this is just paint and water and 3 drops of silicone in one of those 4 colours in each of those palettes. And you can see here how it's going to slowly react. Just take your time with each piece. Use your torch not only to create the cells, but also to pop any air bubbles that you have. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like and share it out if you can. It really helps me reach other people across YouTube who might be interested in my work and interested in the techniques that I do. So a big thank you for doing all of that. And remember, if you're also enjoying it, drop me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think, and I'd also love to know if you're going to try this too. So I've popped my air bubbles, I've used the heat to help react with that paint, water and silicone to create those cells, and I'm now going to take you into each piece so you can see the wet version. I'll let the pieces dry and then I'll come back and show you the dried version. So here they are, all of the pieces are now fully dry. I've also added in my spring version. That's in a previous video, but I will link it below if you want to see how I created that one too. So you can see each one in turn, the spring, the summer, the autumn and the winter. They've dried really well, and I love the colours that I've used to represent each season. Let me know what you think. I think the colours that I've used resonate with me in terms of those autumnal colours for autumn, those cooler blue colours for the winter, and obviously those bright, vibrant for the summer. But let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your feedback, and I'd also really love to know if you try this too. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this piece. I've had so much fun doing these canvases, and I hope that I'm able to sell them as a set because I think they go well together. Have a great week ahead and take care of yourself, and I hope I get to see you again in the next video. See you soon everyone. Take care. Bye.